So what's the optimal time period that you're working in that high intensity threshold and then recovering afterwards?
So if we're looking at a high intensity interval training versus a sprint interval training, so I like to bring it into if we're in the gym. So if we're doing a true high intensity interval session, it could be something like 5 rounds of 6 minutes, where 1 minute is one exercise. So maybe you're rowing for a minute. Next one would be 10 burpees in that minute, whatever extra time you have left over to recovery. Third minute might be thrusters, 10 thrusters, and whatever extra time you have left over in that minute's recovery. The fourth one might be walking lunges for 15 lunges and a little bit of recovery, and then 1 full minute off. And that 1 full minute is to bring you back down to a little bit of a baseline before you do the next round. So that ends up being about a 30-minute session with some peppered recovery in. That's a high intensity interval session. If we look at a sprint interval session, which is different and it's not running sprints, it's intensity, it's 30 seconds or less, as hard as you can, with maybe 2 to 3 minutes full recovery, because we're trying to get central nervous system recovery as well as our fast twitch energy component recovery. And you might only do 4 sprints that way because it's such a high intensity. So we're looking at the every minute on the minute is about 80% of your effort. If we're looking at a sprint interval session, we're looking at 100 to 110% of your effort. So it's hard.
And which of those is better, or do they both have their benefits?
They both have different benefits. So if we're looking in your reproductive years, you can pepper it in and do whatever you want. It doesn't matter so much. As we get into our peri and postmenopausal years, we see that if we're doing more of the every minute on the minute, it gives us more of a metabolic change where we're looking at burning more or perpetuating more body fat burn. We're looking at bringing our cortisol down. We're looking at more production of BDNF, which is like the miracle grow for our brain. If we're looking at sprint interval training, this is where we get what we call an epigenetic change. So we are creating change within the muscle cells themselves to allow translocation of a protein that pulls glucose in without insulin. So we get better insulin sensitivity. And we also have a stimulus for more neural plasticity so that we are keeping our brains really going and preventing dementia. And we see that it's a strong stimulus for reducing visceral fat. So if we're looking at that deep minnow belly fat, then we want to do some sprint stuff. Both of them kind of have an overlap when we look at our blood pressure and the way that our vascular changes happen, because they both increase what we call shear stress in the vessels, blood vessels, because when we start losing estrogen, we start losing vascular compliance. So our blood pressure doesn't respond as well. We tend to not be able to vasodilate and constrict and move blood really well when we get into our peri and postmenopausal years. But increasing the shear stress during exercise creates more of what we call VEGF. So it's a vascular growth factor, which then allows the blood vessels and the endothelial cells within the blood vessels to respond really well. So it improves our blood pressure, improves our body's ability to dissipate heat. So they both work on the cardiovascular side of things.
And how many times a week would you do those types of trainings?
So you really only have to do 1 HIIT and maybe 2 sit in a week, or just 2 HIITs, and then you're varying the weeks. As long as you're peppering it in throughout a month, then you are getting the benefit. What I want people to understand is we're talking about the quality of the work, not the volume of work. It doesn't matter how long you're staying in the gym. We want you to be in there in a short amount of time and get really good quality work, not spending an hour and a half each time you go. So that's where we're looking at make it short, sharp, and with purpose and focus. But you can't do that every day because you just don't recover well, regardless of your age. So you want to make a plan where on the days that you feel good and you want to go in and hit it hard, then you go and you hit it hard. The other days we look at what else are we doing? Are we doing just pure strength training? Are we doing technique? Are we going for a walk in nature? So we have to be very specific on our training and make sure that we show up with intent to do that intensity to get the benefit that we need.
And to do that level of intensity, it shouldn't necessarily be done on the same day as strength training then, because by the time you've done your strength session, you're not really going to have the energy to push it to the intensity that is required to get all the benefits that you've just described.
Yes and no. So this is where we come into, okay, what is our goal? If our goal is to build muscle and strength, then yes, you do your strength training and you try to have your intensity on a different day. But some women don't have the opportunity to go to the gym or do something like that every day. So we kind of look at the session. So if we have 3 times a week of 45 minutes so we can make it to a gym, then we do the first 10 minutes of every session as mobilization. So we're looking at getting into the joint capsule, opening it up, finding all the sticky points, really making sure that we're moving well. And then we can either do a plyometric high intensity session. So we're looking at, some jump training and some explosive movements. And then we can finish with some heavier compound work if we're focused on metabolic change. If we're focused on strength and power, then we do the heavy compound work and finish with some sprints. So this is how we can try not to compromise, but get it in. Because also when you're hitting that high intensity under a little bit of fatigue, it's still that intensity. It might not be as high as when you are completely fresh, but it's still that intensity.